Hello, and welcome to the end of the marathon. This is the Bullfrog with the one and the only Newt.
Face reveal at 100,000 subscribers.
We want the subscribers. You want to see that face. And if you're not a member of the elite, the awesome, the amazing, and just plain, oh my gosh, I love you guys that are our subscribers, are being knighted as members of the pond. You guys rock. May have noticed something. The end of the marathon. Well, it's Thanksgiving Day. It's Thanksgiving time. We are now wearing sweatpants and we are going to eat an entire turkey with mashed potatoes, gravy, and everything you want. But here, we've come to the day, and it's time for the last movie on our recommendation list. The theme, Thanksgiving, is time meant for classics. And nothing is more classic than Terminator 2: Judgment Day. Bullfrog. This is an action movie. How is this a classic? It doesn't fit with your theme that you've been doing this entire week. They've been nothing but black and whites and, yes, classics, but how is Terminator 2 even in here? Terminator 2 is an amazing action movie. Yes, you are completely right. And it's one of the best. It is a classic action film. No one can compare. Did you not hear that sentence you just said? Yeah, but I don't want to repeat it. We're unscripted. That is true, and that is true. To which part? The unscripted fourth wall joke, or the fact that Terminator 2 is the greatest action movie of all time? Yes, you heard that word. Classic action movie. It's considered the perfect action movie, but it does mean classic. No movie can ever compare to the sheer amazingness to Terminator 2 that it is a classic movie. Action movie. Classic action. Yet classic. Classic doesn't mean black and white and before the 70s or the 60s. It's still, classic is more open. So classic for the Thanksgiving doesn't have to be black and white. Yes, and it could go beyond. So next year you could do classic comedies as in Dumb and Dumber, Tommy Boy, and some of them, and maybe a Mystery Science Theater 3000. Tommy Boy, Dumb and Dumber, yes. Mystery Science Theater 3000 is a TV show. We're doing movies. So those comedies we could see next year. So we could also see Blues Brothers next year, and maybe even Princess Bride, that and more. This could be 90s. This could be early 2000s. We won't go any farther than, what do you think, Newt? 2010?
That's good to me.
2010. So everything 2010 and after that's considered a classic by pop culture for Thanksgiving, we could have for the next years to come? Yep. If it's classic, it is. Classic action, classic drama, classic dramedies, romance comedies, even classic slashers and killers and scream factors? That's Halloween, hon. We are preserving Thanksgiving. Slashers, scares, ghost stories, all of that. It's obvious what they're catering to. Halloween. And this joke bit has gone far enough. Okay, it has been, but it's more like establishing Thanksgiving is far more than we realized. And classics can be any genre. The joke bit is over. The disclaimer is done. I really want to talk about Terminator 2: Judgment Day, the perfect action film. Dun 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 dun. Yes, Terminator 2: Judgment Day. For those of you who haven't seen this movie, please watch it. And for those of you that skip that whole bit to get right here, we are now going to talk about Terminator 2: Judgment Day. And you know your families. If you want to show it to them on Thanksgiving, if they're mature enough, it's all up to you. We are just recommending it. And those of you who haven't seen it, here's the story. It's the sequel to Terminator.
Well, duh.
You can watch it without that movie. I know some people have. But if you have watched it, if you watched number 1 to number 2, it may be a little bit more effective.
Well, duh.
This movie is continue on what happened in the last movie, but with a sad fate. The woman who was the catalyst for the last movie is locked up in a padded cell, considered insane. And for the sake to protect her son from herself, he is sent to a step family. Such a horrible way to begin. And John Connor, he's just nothing more than acting like a rebel, a classic teenager.
Teenagers.
And he has his way and means to get and try what he wants. To be a rebel and to disregard his mom's ideals. Yeah, right, robots.
No, she's a complete psycho.
In 2 beams of brilliant light, 2 naked men are found, but both are not in the same place. One of them is thin, very average and normal. The other one is Arnold Schwarzenegger, doing his greatest performance he will ever do in his career, are out searching for John Connor. And Sarah Connor is doing what she can to get out. Time is coming, and she knows they are coming. And the machines are here. The machines meant to destroy mankind, and a machine meant to be the guardian of mankind. Terminator 2, Judgment Day is coming. And I love this movie like no tomorrow. Look, let me explain why. Action, bullets, chases, amazing stunt work, actually some thought-provoking moments.
We're not gonna make it, are we?
I mean, the greatest father John Connor has ever known is the machine robot. That's the only thing that can raise him. Because no average father would ever be good for him. Not because of him, but because how the men that his mom married in order to raise him were never as, well, kind or try to be someone that could want to be his father. But the machine programmed to protect him is the one that he connected to the most.
It would always be there, and it would die to protect him.
All he did was one thing, protect the boy. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the embodiment of testosterone, plays the perfect father figure of just being a protector. Not a provider, not an beat-em-up person, but just being a protector. That's all he is doing. And yet he's a great symbol for John Connor. Isn't that awesome? This is more than just dumb action, even though the dumb action is brilliant. It's perfect. It's just awesome. It's fun. And yeah, Marvel, Avengers, and DC Universe, whatever, they are financially good for the most part, but they are memorable. But do they have the staying power and the levels of amazement that Terminator has? Because as much digital effects there are in Terminator, a lot of that stunt work was not a green screen. It's just that awesome. If you want to talk about the best action movie, it's this. Even as this is a recommendation, it's also a review. but it's kind of obvious what I'm about to say. So on a count of 3, Newt. So 1, 2, 3, 7 out of 7. We were out of sync. I blame him. Of course, he's the editor. He's probably going to get me some time at this movie.
Least expect it.
Or are we doing it as as I'm talking right now? It's a great movie. Highly recommended, and you know your family. This is the action movie that actually says, the Hollywood, you are messing up. Academy Award genre for action. Academy Award genre stunt work. Academy Award winning comedy. Do those. Of course, I highly doubt anyone in Hollywood is watching this, because if they would, they'll probably slap me. Ow! But the marathon's come to an end, and we've enjoyed it. And I hope you have an amazing Thanksgiving. And until next time, happy Thanksgiving.
You see, boys forget what their country means by just reading The Land of the Free in history books. When they get to be men, they forget even more. Liberty's too precious a thing to be buried in books, Miss Saunders.
Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.